really hope this truck doesn't pull out on me. Be game over, man. Game over. Still put them on horses. Yeah, I think they put them on some horses that like are really like skittish, as particularly when they're in the starting stands. They put blinkers on them so that they can't see the other horses and get freaked out. Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that, really cuddle. What's the fastest speed you can go? I think it depends on how much power you have in the truck, the gears of the truck, what weight you're hauling, and if you've got gravity on your side or not. Bigfoot. URL shorteners are a thing. Daldril. That's a lot of lumber, Paul. Are you building Squirrel Logistics office in Oregon? I wish. That'd be awesome. Yes, Joku. You can set a dead zone, you can set variable gear ratios, so like, if I move my head a little bit, turn it back on. I move my head a little bit, it only moves a little bit. As I start to move out, can you kind of feel how it's elastic there, but then it accelerates quickly? Same when I go up and down, like I can move my head that much, but it hardly moves in the game. That gives me a bit of lateral movement without moving the camera. So yeah, it's like a curve that you just program in. So if I turn my head this much, how much do I want it to turn? You just edit the curve however you want it. And then you can have like different curves for different games. Because in a flight sim, you probably want it to work differently to a truck sim, to like a racing sim, so whatever you're playing, you adjust it accordingly. Albany. North-South, Route 5. Hang on, let's keep over here. I shouldn't have gone this lane yet. Never mind. You know that music that plays when you're a bit late on your delivery? I find it very annoying the way that it never shuts off. Like, it would be enough to just play a little bit of music and then just put a message on the screen to say you're late. And you go, okay, I know, and it just goes away. The fact that it just carries on playing for the entirety of your journey. Want to know a cool trick about the US infrastructure that many outside the USA don't notice? Go on then. Yeah, but CHU, that's not really the solution, is it? That's a solution. That's not my solution, because I like having a bit of menu music. All interstates going north and south are odd numbers, and east-west are even. I thought as well that, like, the east-west are... How does it work? East-west are interstates and north-south are routes or something like that? Probably is a mod, but equally this should be a better solution, I think. I don't think you can delete files from the base game, like, because with Steam it'll just put them back. Or whenever it patches, it'll just put it back. .94 miles. It's gonna be night time when we drop this off. You wonder if Oregon has parties at the old sawmill. How do you know, Baz? How do you know that it was copied from Germany? No Interstate 1. Did there used to be? See you, Fat Cowboy. Have a good one, sir. Yeah, true, L. Phillips. Anytime. You learned that in school, that when the Americans started making infrastructure, they went to the German system, Baz. Have you tried to verify that yourself? No, Benny. I think it's, I don't know, it's like, I can't remember the exact statistics, but it's slightly more European than American. And it also depends what time of day it is. I don't know what state they're working on next. Depends what they fancy. Blimey, this is a steep drop. You want Utah, John Fly? I wonder why. You saw a documentary on YouTube saying the same thing, Enceladus. Maybe he'd Bass his teacher watched it on YouTube. No, I'm just... I don't know, I'm just curious. Sound Fixes is working for me. Oh no, Sound Fixes is crashing for me, sorry. It crashes as soon as I try to go into the game. Huge skiing mountains in the north and beautiful desert arches in the south. What about Idaho? What's that like? Oh, that car needs to move. Idaho is flat and windy. I thought Utah was pretty flat. What about Oklahoma? Isn't that just really flat kind of... Is it farmland, Oklahoma? There's great potatoes in Idaho. Lol. 4,200 feet sea level. That's just crazy, that. 4,200 feet elevation. Man, when I went to Vegas, Vegas was, actually, what was Vegas? It was a few thousand. Like 2,000, 3,000? Can't remember. It's pretty elevated. Oklahoma is the plain state and pretty vertically challenged and mostly farmland. Is it 2250? That's cool. Apparently it has a lot of mountains. It has skiing in Utah. Person after playing ATS since it came out needs something new and challenging. Water warplanes. Nah, I stay away from water warplanes because I kind of feel like it's inferior to War Thunder in that respect. Like, I don't know if it's changed. I've not played it for a long time, but it came out quite a while after War Thunder's flying, and it was inferior. Back then, I don't know if it still is. You can play World of Warplanes IRL, just load up your Cessna with water balloons. Oh, did you actually get in, Baz? Are you still doing that crazy thing, Baz, where you're working across every tier of all the countries before you move up? Which is just, I've never heard anybody do that. Yeah, we're going to play some warships today. Actually, it's getting 7:30, I might switch over. I got about 2 hours left. All your DDs are tier 4 and so your cruisers. See, it's not high enough, man. So you need to be higher. You need to, like, branch out on a few. I think we're going to have to try that submarine stuff when they put the test server back up. I need to install the test client so I can try the submarine stuff. Oi, what have you done with Jeff? Jason Statham here again. I want to know what he's done with Jeff. I haven't found the submarine in Portland, no. I don't know if Jeff is in the game. Portland Cargo Central. With a very late delivery. They're always like that when you do triples and stuff. Blimey, it took 9 grand away from me. kind of feel like what it should do here is it should show how much you got and then give you a subtotal and then deduct and show you total, because without that you have to sit there and go, well, how much is 9 grand? Like, I have to add it back onto this to get to how much I really got here. Like, it should just tell you in a subtotal. You thought I'd get 0, MJ? Blimey, mate. Why are we late? Because we took a massive detour. We started in Medford, and instead of just going straight up the 5, we basically went down this way around the countryside and then back up Route 101 and then turned in at Newport. Almost run out of fuel here. That's pretty much all the roads driven apart from just that one there. Just that one road left. Klamath Falls to Pendleton. Let's try and do one job and finish it off, and then I'll do some warships. If we was to go to Klamath Falls, let's have a look. We can get a job to Pendleton from here, that would be ideal. Of course we can't. This job engine, man. I'm not branching out, so I'll go up there on all the ships. I can choose whenever I want. Baz, there's no hope for you, mate. You're just weird. I don't know why anybody would do that. I might get the lumber. You could always swing by and do a slightly late delivery for a change. Let's go to Klamath. And this will be the last drive, and then we're going to play some warships. Where the heck is the pickup point? You can't have non-explored ships in your territory. Yes, you can. I do. Most people do. Let's go with that one. Right, last delivery. Hopefully pick up the final bits of road. Longest running ATS? I don't know. It's going to be in the thousands. It's quite long. Right, so if we go out of Klamath Falls up here, that's forestry. And then if we take the 97 and make ourselves late, swing back into the Dells, and we'll have done all the major roads then. And then we'll play with some warships. I don't know, Roystery. We'll have to see. They're going to have to up the rate that they chuck out the states if they're going to do it. Why do you hate Battleship so much? Because at the lower tiers, Baz, the guns are incredibly slow. At the higher tiers battleships, once you get to like 8, 9, 10, the battleships are really quick and can turn really quickly, and the guns operate much quicker. But the lower tiers, like the Wyoming and stuff, they're just horrendous. They don't turn, the guns don't turn, and you fire and then you just feel massively vulnerable because you can't do anything for like half an hour. But really, Baz, it comes down to the style of gameplay. I like playing the DDs. They're fast and nimble, and I like going around being undetected, scouting and dropping torps in the water. And like killing people that don't even know I'm there. That's more my style of gameplay. Mostly. Kitchen's mostly done. For the DDs too, but who would have thought it would be more idea British cruisers can only have AP ammo. That's weird. Ninja Nebula, welcome to the NetHouse, Ninja Nebula. Thank you for your support. Early Pip. Hello sir, Jack M with 3 months. 3 months went fast. Just got back from seeing the Flying Scotsman. Nice. Yeah, so if you want to join me for some warships in a bit, make sure you fire your game up and get it patched. Just in case it's patched again. Even though I say that and I've not patched mine in a few days. So many trees, oh my god. I don't know, MJ, there seems to be like a weekly patch with warships, so I'm just kind of, I just assume there is. Also, I'll have some codes to give away on warships. Topsicum, thank you for 14 months. It should patch every 3 weeks. Feels like more, Phil. Some codes if you play warships. Codes that I've got, container codes and what do they call them? Some subscriber camos, basically. Can we only join the chat channel? What about the clan? Best Frosh. You need to speak to like Mad Mick or something about that, because I know you can only have so many in a clan. So what he does is every few weeks, I think he looks at who has not played the game, because in the clan it has a list of members, but then it'll tell you when they last basically did anything. And so anybody that's not played for a certain amount of time, he just hoofs them out and then brings new people in. So if you want to get in the clan, that's fine. Hang on. If you want to get in the clan, that's fine, but you need to be active. If you're not active, you're going to get hoofed out. So don't join just because it sounds fun. You need to be in there and doing stuff. Because otherwise, we'll kick you and make way for somebody that does. Which seems fair to me. Get that on the roof, that big bar. That's brilliant. There you go, Mad Mix in chat. Ask him. We have 4 spaces available at the moment. There's oil to be ground after all to get the members in the clan. Exactly. People need to do their thing to bring in the resources so we can upgrade the clan. Yeah, it is. Yeah, you're not allowed to use a jailbreak in smaller towns. But when I was smashing the speed limit, like, I think that overrides it. No, we don't currently have a training clan, Mark Sterling. But we can do, we will be able to do clan battles going forward. Yeah, MC, I got bored of it, mate. It just got too repetitive. What's your opinion on if you're late for delivery, then you pay the company instead? Isn't that the same as a fine? I don't really have a problem with being fined for being late. It's when they start taking XP that I just find that a bit weird. Wow, Mrs. Squirrel's bought me a rather nice, what is that? Kung Po chicken. Nice. I'm gonna have to eat my food, guys. Got Kung Po chicken. It's not cake, no. It's Kung Po chicken on noodles and stuff. It looks very good, I'll show you. That's what it looks like. Oops, I'm speeding. I can't really make it. That'll be cold if I try to drive the whole thing, so I'm going to have to pull over. It does look nice, yeah, it does. And it's sat there looking at me going, Squirrel, you want to eat me? Meanwhile, my mouth's watering and I'm very distracted. This'll do. Well, I can't really think of an easy way of doing this, apart from do that for a second while I eat some of this. So we'll just have to chat. So, what do you guys think will be the next state after this one? Utah, maybe. I don't think so. Actually, let's have a look at a map. 1 second. I'm going to bring up a map and we'll see if we can just turn that off a sec. Right. So there you've got California, which we've got. Nevada, Arizona, and Oregon. So really, I mean, they could go north into Washington. They could do Idaho, which is a possible choice. So yeah, we've got this, haven't we? We've got that at the moment. So they could do Texas. Ollie Pals, thank you for 200 bits, and GG, thank you. AP3, thank you for 2 months. They could do Texas. So it basically improve how far you can drive, because then you can drive, say, from Houston all the way up to Portland. That's one option. Well, Texas would take some time to do, yeah. But maybe they've been working on the next state as they're doing this one. What would you get if they did Utah? Like, realistically, it would just add a bit more here, wouldn't it? Would it be better to have Idaho or Texas? I don't know. From a driver perspective, which would you rather have? You'd rather have Texas. Washington and Montana. I don't think they're going to do Montana without doing Idaho. I can't see them doing Montana and Washington. I can't see them doing that without doing this. As a driver, Utah. I suppose it depends whether you want more scenic routes or whether you want kind of the ability to drive longer distances, if you see what I mean. Like if you went Texas, you could do a longer journey. If you went Utah, you might get something a lot more pretty than Texas, right? They could do Washington and Idaho because they seem quite small. Maybe they could do 2 and 1. That's one option. Utah looks to be about the same size as Oregon. I'm not sure. Roughly. Maybe a bit smaller. Imagine if they did this, guys. Here's an idea. Imagine if they released Texas and then said, we're going to have ferry routes from here on the coast of Texas. We're going to have ferry routes all the way back to like the UK and Europe. And then join the games together and just have like Truck Simulator. And you could just drive into Europe, get on the ferry, smash it over to America. It's got to be in the back of the head somewhere. Surely. They can't want to have 2 independent games so closely similar. They could have one team working on the whole thing. See, when they get over here, seems to me like the state sizes get a bit smaller over here. Lang, I won't be smoking anything at Cosford. I don't smoke, my man. States are small, but there's more people on roads. Yeah, but it doesn't mean to say they'll put the roads in, does it? Like, Alabama has like a star-shaped connection of roads that meets in Birmingham. And by the way, Birmingham's actually over here. Just so you know. This is where Birmingham is. It's probably 4 Birminghams in the USA. A lot of the East Coast towns and cities in America are named after British counterparts. What's Colorado like? Because here's the other thing. They've got Arizona and New Mexico. If they did Utah and Colorado, you'd have like quite a big block there. Colorado's supposed to be very green. So Utah and Colorado sound like good candidates to me. So which are the flyover states these? Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, South Dakota. Are these the flyover states? It's like, they just have like one major road. Look at that. What are they going to do when they get to those states? They can't sit there and spend like 6 months and just throw out North Dakota with its one road. Surely they're just going to smash that out.